So let's begin.
I resent my boyfriend and his ex-girlfriend because they're trying to maintain emotional intimacy.
Is that true? What does that mean to you, emotional? Well, what does it mean to him, emotional intimacy? What does that mean to him?
I hate doing this because I know that this is not founded in anything, and everybody, you know, it's like it's kind of
so
it's really
let's
immature.
go back. Well, you know, we are, honey. We're children at 90. We're just taking a look at mind. So, as you answer the questions, you discover at the same time. It's a wonderful trip. It's a little threatening sometimes too, but
I've been through this like year after year since as long as I can remember, and the defense is so strong, it doesn't change. And I'm new to the work, and I'm excited about it because it seems like you gotta give it up. But
well, what I've learned is as I question my mind, give up happens. It's not something I have to do. It just kind of falls away once the truth is seen. Freedom. So, what does emotional intimacy mean to him?
I don't know what it means to him, but what it looks like to me is that he has thoughts about her. Maybe he wishes that I were more like her in certain ways. Maybe he.
Do you love him?
Yes.
And if that's what he wants?
No, I don't want him to have that.
That's not love.
I don't care. I don't care.
Exactly. That's honest. So, sweetheart, I don't really love you, and I only want you to want what I want you to want.
But what is love anyway? I mean, we're all just here serving ourselves.
Personalities
basically.
Don't love. They
Right.
want something.
Right.
So you're just a very honest person. Just, are you honest with him? Sweetheart, I do not ever want you to have a life without checking in with me.
That's basically
And by
what
the
I
way,
want.
you know, everything that you think, check in with me first. And if you think you can do that, we're going to have a really happy life together. Are you happy when he's happy?
Yes.
Isn't that what you want?
But not when he's happy with something that I'm not happy with.
Well, as long as you let him know that, it's a beginning.
Yeah, we have
when he
good
says, do you love
communication.
me? Do you really care about me? You can say, no, not at all.
Is that what love is? That I want him to do things that hurt me?
We'll ask you.
I don't think that's what love is.
Well, sweetheart, what I can tell you is my husband can't do anything that hurts me yet. And I'm open.
Wait, can you say that again? That he doesn't do anything that hurts me
When
yet.
he loves someone, I support it. Because I love him.
Even
when
if
he's
his attention,
happy,
his
I'm
attention is going to that person.
Absolutely, I'm spared. He's happy and I don't have to be a part of it. You know, I'm free and he's happy.
I'm not there. I want his
Well,
attention.
not there yet. Well, not there that you realize. You want his attention, why? What does that give you?
Fulfillment, joy.
A sense of security.
Security.
Yeah, a sense of
Pleasure,
security.
too.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing greater than I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah. So let's hear what you've written.
I want my boyfriend to have fidelity for me. I want the ex-girlfriend to stop toying with his heart.
He is not faithful to you. Is that true? Is he monogamous? Yes or no?
Does monogamous include thoughts?
Let's ask you. Oh, yeah. If he doesn't shape up, have you ever thought about who's next? So, you know, what I'm getting from you is it does include thoughts.
Yeah, so he's not monogamous.
No. Turn it around.
I'm not monogamous.
Yeah, so you both have everything in common.
But I try to be monogamous.
Well, maybe you're just like
to
him.
most of the world, it doesn't even seem like an issue. Like that this is...
So, sweetheart, maybe he's trying to be monogamous too. Maybe he's just like you. Maybe he is he doesn't feel like he has to lose old friends in order to be monogamous with you. Well, you know, our mind goes where it goes.
But how, the old friends part is what I've heard, and this is not a new situation. This is why I know this is not him, because this is with every relationship I've ever been in.
Yeah.
So
it would have to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So read it again.
I want my boyfriend to have fidelity to me. I want the ex-girlfriend.
You want him to be faithful to you,
Yeah.
and we'll say that's the mind.
Okay.
Like he splits off through his mind. That's your story. He's not monogamous. His mind goes to her.
Yeah, and
That's
his
your story.
attention goes to her.
And his attention goes to her. Okay. So he's not faithful. Is that true? Not faithful to you when he is being with her. Can you absolutely know that that's true?
No, I can't know that that's true.
And how do you react when you think that thought?
I go into panic. I freak out.
And how does it feel to freak out like that?
It sucks.
And how do you treat him when you think that thought and you're freaking out?
Violently.
Yeah. And how does that feel inside of you when you attack him?
I feel guilty. I feel shame. I feel like, why would he want me anyway?
Yeah.
You know?
And then also in that attack is your innocence. Attacking him is an attempt to prove your innocence. Can you find it?
Attacking him is an attempt to prove my innocence. Yeah.
Good.
But I'm really convinced of my innocence.
Yeah. As we attack. And that attack says, I don't love you, I don't care about you, you're off, I give you all the reasons, and by the way, I'm innocent. Attack is about proving innocence. It's an attempt. And it's old. Who would you be without this thought? Who would you be when he is with her if you could not make yourself believe that he is not faithful?
I mean, I can say these words, but it's not true for me. I don't feel this, but I could say the words that, well, I would be really happy for him. I would just be thrilled that he was, having a great time.
So that would be more like you. We're not quite there yet. Isn't that where you feel the most peace? When you're happy for him? When you're happy for him, happy is happy. You're feeling happy.
Yeah, but not with when it's different. If he's eating a great meal and he's really happy, or he does, makes a great accomplishment at work and he's happy, that's a different feeling of happy.
So who would you be? See if you can hear the question. Who would you be if it were not possible to believe that he was not faithful when he was with her?
It'd be really sweet.
Okay, so now here's what we're learning from you, those of us really listening. With the thought, you attack him. Without the thought, the opposite. So how can he be your problem? With thought, believing that thought, you attack. When you don't believe the thought, you don't attack. In fact, the opposite.
I think what I'm feeling is that the thought protects me against what might happen. And
so when you're attacking him, are you protected?
No.
Everything you're afraid is going to happen, you're bringing on. The worst that can happen, you're living. With a thought, You attack him with not believing the thought you don't. So how can he be your problem? How can anyone outside of you be your problem? Not possible. If you think someone is hurting you, you are quite insane. You're believing your thoughts. And that's okay. Just know that that belief is what's hurting you, not that person. Not that person. Understand?
I'm just trying to think of what will I do when I fly into the next rage, like when I'm really convinced again, what is the I'm trying to take home a strategy, you know?
Yeah, well, just work with mind, and you get to find out on time. So let's turn it around. He's not faithful to me when he's with her. Turn it around.
He's faithful to me when he's with her.
Could be just as true. He keeps coming back to you. There's another turnaround. He's not faithful to me when he's with her. I'm
not faithful to him when he's with her.
You tear him to shreds in your mind. In your mind, you're probably planning every way to leave him and
make him suffer.
Make him suffer. Attack, attack, attack. You're not faithful to him when he's with her. So you project he's doing the very same thing. If I think he's not being faithful to me, turned around, I'm not being faithful to him. For all I know, they didn't even hook up today. There's another turnaround. He's not faithful to her. Turned around, I'm
not faithful to her. There's nothing in me that wants to be faithful to her.
Mm-hmm. This may be pushing the envelope a little, but when we look at how we treat them, it's really nice to know they have somewhere to go.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like she's taking care of him when I'm mentally ill. And it's amazing, he keeps coming home to you. You attack him, and he keeps coming home to you. She's very nice to him, and he keeps coming home to you. In fact, violently attack him.
Yeah.
So, sweetheart, there's another turnaround. He's not faithful to me when he's with her.
I'm not faithful to myself when he's with her.
Tell me about that one. Where does your mind go?
I try to do a lot of work with jealousy to understand what it is and what it seems like. It has something to do with me placing my sense of the beloved out onto someone else.
Sense of the beloved.
Instead of keeping it with me.
It's like when you love him, you love you for loving him.
Yeah.
When you don't like him, you don't like you for not liking him. Because he is your projected. And you are the projector. He is only who you believe him to be. And until you question your mind, you live with the enemy. And it gets very confusing because you love him. So you question the mind, it leaves only that connection with the beloved, the beloved. Always faithful to yourself. And when you're not, there's an enemy. And the attempt at your own innocence you attack. Let's look at the next one.
My boyfriend and the ex-girlfriend shouldn't cheat me out of intimacy.
Turn it around.
Should cheat me out of intimacy.
Well, up to now. So I shouldn't.
I shouldn't cheat myself out of intimacy.
With him and yourself. And her. You don't have to go there yet. We're just walking through your...
Does it really help to just say the words? I mean, it's just words at this point.
Honey, you don't know what's
so
going
don't feel
on. It. You have no idea what's going on. You don't know.
Yeah.
Let's look at the next one.
I need my boyfriend to see that I am enough.
He doesn't see that you're enough. Is that true?
Well, he goes, I mean, he has other, other women friends that he's intimate with, not sexually, but emotionally. And to me, that's the same. It's like, where do you draw the line,
He sounds like a well-adjusted human being.
He is.
Read it again.
I need my boyfriend to see that I am enough.
He doesn't see that you're enough for him. Is that true?
To me, it's proof that if he needs to have other friends...
Do you have other friends?
If he asked me to not have those friends, I would do it in a second. Yes, I do have other friends. But I feel like it's different for women and men. I don't know. It's
so
like
you would
thing.
Give up all of your friends if he asked you to do that? Is that true?
Yeah, I don't need them. I'm like, I talk to them once in a while on email or like a phone call once a year, friend, in terms of past boyfriends,
No,
and
I'm talking about
so,
friends.
And so if it were the reverse, other male friends, do I have other male friends that I hang out with and that I'm intimate with?
No, that wasn't the question.
Do I have other friends? Yes.
Friends? Okay. And you would give them up if he asked you to?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because I really want this relationship to be everything it can be.
And if you gave them all up, that would make him happy. Can you absolutely know that that's true? I mean, this is just too far out. He hasn't even asked that. It's you that's asking that.
Yeah, because I want that from him.
Yeah. Is that true? You want him to give up his whole world and just focus on you?
No, it's not true.
So just sit with that. You're getting to know you. You are the woman who does not want him to give up his friends.
But then when there's situations where it's really threatening, I do want that. I do want him to step out of those scenarios.
It goes like this. The way he lives is okay for you. The reason that I know it's okay for you is that you stay. It's okay with you because you stay. When it's not okay with you, you go. So far it's okay with you. So as long as you're there, let's work on it. Let's look at the next one.
I need the ex-girlfriend to stop trying to charm my boyfriend and seduce him and try to get his attention.
So turn it around.
I need to stop trying to charm him and seducing him and getting his attention.
Tell me about that so you can hear it.
I don't even think I'm very charming. I mean, when I fly into these rages, I'm pretty not charming.
I really get that. So tell me about the other part, where you try to seduce him with your charm so he will not have these other friends.
Yeah, I want to be the only thing, I want it to be the main thing for him. I want to know that I matter to him.
So you turn into the seducer, the what does it say here?
The charmer, the
charmer.
One who tries to get his attention.
That sounds like a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And when that doesn't work, you attack.
I attack. And in the past, I leave,
So you think that they do what you do. You're projecting your actions, your falseness onto them.
But I've seen them do it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As they're talking to him, you have to project that. Nothing else is possible. So tell me, in front of you, give me an example of how someone tried to seduce him in front of you. What did she say? What did she do?
This is really uncomfortable for me.
You know what I'm doing here? It's like, where's your proof?
Okay, we're all musicians, and we were at a New Year's Eve club on New Year's Eve playing a show together, and she's a backup singer in his band. And after the show, I mean, she did many things on stage which I had to excuse because it's in the name of showmanship, like rub up against him and all that stuff that makes me go crazy. And then after the show, they got really drunk, and I don't drink, so even there was like a barrier. I couldn't relate to where they were, and they were really, having a lot, just partying and having a good time. It's not a way, to me, it's not a good time.
What did she say or do that led you to believe she was trying to seduce him?
He and her boyfriend were sort of palling it up and like being really affectionate and hugging and stuff. And so she came over to me and in a very, very sexualized gesture came over and started like pretending like she was making out with me to make fun of them. And so then he turned to me and said something that's too crude to say here. And I know he was drunk, and I know that she was drunk.
You realize that has nothing to do with the question that I ask?
But that's what she tried to do to seduce him. That's what she did to get his attention. That's what she did to charm him. That's what she was doing.
So it doesn't sound like it charmed him.
It did. It had exactly the reaction she wanted.
I don't get it, but you do. So let's look at the next one.
The next one is the list. The ex-girlfriend is needy, manipulative, untrustworthy, conniving, dangerous, greedy. Okay,
so let's turn it around one by one for all of us. For all of us, because it is so wonderful when your children, your parents, your lovers, your partners, your strangers, everyone comes at you with these. This is practice on, do you really want to know the truth? So you go in as they come at you. And she'll probably be softer, but some of them will come off with, like that. And when they came at me like that, I would think, how loud do they have to get for me to get it? Because I was so dense, but only for 43 years. So the first one, I am
needy.
Can you find it? Where are you needy?
Yeah.
Where are you so needy that you would try to pull another off of their path for your convenience? I don't care about your path. I don't care about you. Don't care what you want. Focus here on me. Yeah, I love you. Focus here. I am needy. I'm needy. I'm working on it.
I'm manipulative.
Where are you manipulative? Again?
Only read about it.
Yeah. This one said, I've only read about it. Yeah, where are you manipulative with him? And where do you manipulate your own mind? And you really did some good work with that, how you manipulate him for his focus to be on you. The next one?
I'm untrustworthy.
Yeah, you say you'll love him no matter what, and you fall out of love like that.
I'm conniving, I'm dangerous, I'm greedy.
Conniving, especially when it comes to him.
Yeah,
And greedy, especially when it comes to him.
yeah.
Yeah. It's the truth that sets us free. So if anyone ever says, "Are you greedy?" you can say, "Yeah. Yeah, I am."
I don't have too much problem with the honesty. I think I'm just, like, the defense, again, is like, I can't give up these thoughts.
Sweetheart, if he left you, what's the worst that would happen?
I'd be in the same place that I've been again and again and again and again in my adult life. And I'd be like at the end of my rope, emotionally.
Isn't that where you are when you're thinking like this, even with him?
Yeah.
So the worst can happen, you're already living.
Yeah.
So if she wins, you're just left with you again, which is what you've got when you're with him.
But she wins. I can't let that happen.
Well, you know, there's a way of looking at that. When he's with her, think of how intimate he'll want to be with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your story about him. Look what she's getting. She's getting the man who wants to be friends with all of his old relationships. Maybe that's what you want for her. You can't lose, honey, that's all I'm saying. You're just left with this. With him or without him, you're left with this. Let's look at the next one.
I don't ever want to take second place to a manipulative woman, be tormented by all of my boyfriend's friendships with women.
I'm willing. Could happen again. The mind could go off on its insane little trip. I'm willing. Worst can happen is you enter the insane nightmare again and you wake you up.
Why is something so silly, why can something so dumb cause so much torment? I mean, I can see that as I read this is really dumb, but at the same time, it really flips me out.
Sweetheart, people kill over this. They murder. They spend lives in jail. They're executed. This is not nothing. They rob banks to keep people in their lives. They attack people to keep them in their lives. We try everything. There's self-murder that's always going on. The murder of the self. All the love in your heart. These thoughts, unquestioned, block that. You lose the awareness when you're in them. You just sit down. I'm willing.
I'm willing to take second place to a manipulative woman.
I look forward to. Close your eyes. See if you can get a picture of the two of them together.
Katie, I want to bash that against the wall when you say that.
Yeah. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, honey. We've taken a pretty major trip. So read it again the way you wrote it.
I don't ever want to take second place to a manipulative woman and be tormented by all of my boyfriend's friendships.
So look how often in your mind you take a second place position. Over and over and over. So when we say I'm willing to, it could happen again in our minds. And because we're willing to, we're open to sitting down and finding our way. Because he cannot give you happiness. Can't happen. You're responsible for that. And rather than going through life like that, defending, we just be open to that mental experience again. And sit down, because he's gone, and in your mind, he's just preferring her, and you're feeling guilty about the way you've attacked him. So you sit down and be responsible for working your way through it.
I want to say this because there's so much love right here and I know this is the only place I'm ever going to be able to say this, so I want to say I look forward to taking second place to anyone if they're going to make him happy.
Yeah, it just had to come out of you, because that's the bottom line truth of it. That's why you don't want to lose him. You just adore this guy. So can you close your eyes now? Take another shot at it? What do you see?
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
And when I take the me out of it, it's like nothing, you know? It's just a movie or something.
Exactly so. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a movie. You know, Hollywood, you know, they're just so good at putting it on the screen, and when something happens, go, oh my gosh, you know, we're in it. And the mind is the same way. It runs the movie. And when it's beautiful, we love it. But when it's not, we can question it, and we can wake ourselves up and see that the nightmare is just a movie. Just a movie. And that's our responsibility. Otherwise, we attack people we love, and then we feel guilt over it. And that's confusion. And confusion's the only suffering on the planet. There isn't any other. Like if Stephen wants to leave me, I get very, very excited, because who could give him more happiness than I could? And he deserves that. And it makes me happy to know that he's happy. And it's like, who could be better than me? You know? And it would be just like Stephen to see such beauty in people, and then I could see it too. And if I don't, and if he doesn't, then there's something off somewhere. And it happens that he's monogamous through his actions, and that's my story. But in his mind, how can I know? Where is my mind? That's all I need to know. I am my partner. I'm the one I love. So that's all I can project onto him, or you, because I have taken care of this. I've given it what it's always been looking for, and that is peace with itself. And all I really did was question it and sit with it. Like my beloved child, you know?
Dear Katie, it's been 3 months since I sat with you and did the work on the jealousy I felt around my boyfriend and his ex-girlfriend. I'm amazed to report that a profound change seems to have taken place as a result of our time together. I feel like I'm in a secret little love affair with myself, and that whatever happens on the outside is just fine. Somehow, without trying, I've let go of the need to control the love my boyfriend feels for other people. This has allowed me to see him for the deeply loving man he is, and to love him even more for it. And now I see his ex-girlfriend as an ally, helping me to bring him all the love he can possibly receive. I see her with compassion and respect. This is a miracle. If you had told me that I could feel this way toward her, I would have thought you were insane. She's actually a wonderful person. I still feel threatened sometimes when I see his love going to someone else, but now I question my thoughts and I set myself free. Thank you, Katie, for sharing with me the key. Love, Marga.